Hello, I'm Gina Gostin and I'm here with Carrie. She fractured her elbow and had a cast for 7 weeks, and so she came to see me 2 days after the cast removal, and I found some limitations in her right arm. Her shoulder is limited at 90 degrees shoulder flexion and abduction, 60 degrees of internal rotation, and 30 degrees of external rotation. Her elbow is limited at 15 degrees around the 90-degree point, and her wrist is limited at 15 degrees flexion and extension. Her shoulder is not that painful at 3 out of 10, but her elbow is very painful at an 8 out of 10, and her wrist is about 3 out of 10, more stiff than painful. We're going to start today with scapular immobilization to help with relaxation of the shoulder and increase the shoulder range. And so I'm going to start with some grade 3 mobilizations. And we're going to start with the inferior, superior glide of the scapula and move into the medial-lateral glide of the scapula at a grade 3. And again, this is just to help relax the shoulder and increase the range. Okay, Carrie. Done with that, we're going to have you roll over onto your back. And we'll work some more on the shoulder. We're going to go right into the shoulder abduction. We have about 90 degrees of shoulder abduction. I want to increase that a little bit. We're going to start with inferior glide at a grade 3. I go to the point of restriction and apply a grade 3. And now we're going to move into grade 4, fill that point of restriction, and do grade 4. All right. And now we're going to move into the shoulder flexion, and we're going to do an anterior-posterior glide. And we'll start with a grade 3 to increase that flexion. And now I'm going to go to grade 4 to further increase the range in the anterior-posterior glide. Okay. And now we're going to move and help some more of the range of motion of the shoulder by doing a sternoclavicular mobilization. I find that joint, put my fingers on the, and we're going to do an inferior glide at a grade 3. And a grade 4. And that's the inferior glide to help increase the end range of the flexion of the shoulder. All right. And next we're going to do elbow flexion. The elbow is really painful, so we'll start with a distal glide of about a grade 1. And a grade 2. And now we're going to move into increasing the flexion. If the pain is down, is the pain down, Carrie?
Yes.
Good. And so we're going to go ahead and increase the flexion. We're going to use physiological movement with a little bit of distraction. Moving into flexion with a scooping motion. All right. And now we'll go ahead and move you over onto your stomach to work on your elbow extension. And we're going to use a little wedge under here. And since it's painful, I'm going to start with a grade 1. And a grade 2, and this is in the posterior anterior glide. All right. Is it pain down, Carrie?
Yes.
Okay, now we're going to move in grade 3 and 4 in the posterior anterior glide. Here's grade 3. And now grade 4. And that's at the beginning of the restriction movement. Okay. Now we're going to turn you back to your back. And we're going to do some supination, because I found that limitation. And since it's painful, I'll just do a little bit of the modulation of pain, doing superior supination pronation. All right, and pain down, Carrie?
Yes.
Okay, and with the pain decrease, I'm going to move right into the anterior-posterior glide of the radius. I'm using a grade 3. And this is to increase supination, and a grade 4. And that's right at the end of the, right in the restriction area. Okay? And next we're going to move into the wrist flexion. And I'm going to use a posterior glide. And I'm going to start with the grade 3 and 4. Found the restriction. And here's grade 3. And find the end of restriction and move into grade 4. Okay. And now I'm going to find some more extension for her wrist, and we're going to use an anterior glide. And I found the restriction. I'm going to start with a grade 3 to increase the range of extension. And move into grade 4. Find the restriction in grade 4. All right. And next we're going to do increase her ulnar deviation, because I found some missing part there. And we're going to do a lateral glide. And this is on the carpal bone. Start with the grade 3. I lift up. And grade 4. Now she has full ulnar movement. Thank you.